गिरिवरधारी जय गोपी जनवल्लभ जय गिरिवरधारी यशोदानंदन ब्रज जनरंजना यशोदानंदन यशोदानंदन ब्रज जनरंजना यशोदानंदन ब्रज जनरंजना यमुनतीरवनचारी यमुनतीर जय कुंज बिहारी जय कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी जय कुंज बिहारी हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा हरे जय राधा गोलोकानंद राधे प्रभुपाद जय जय प्रभुपाद जय जय प्रभुपाद निताय गौरा हरि बोल Hari Bol Nitai Gaur, Hari Bol Nitai Gaur. जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्र शत श्रीमद अभय चरणारविंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी शिल प्रभुपाद की जय. जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्र शत श्रीमद शिल भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती ठाकुर शिल प्रभुपाद की जय. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय. All glories to the assembled devotees. Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees. Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees. Hare Krishna. All glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga, and all glories to you, Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Ajnanatimmirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Niti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shrivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So we're reading from Canto 10, Srimad Bhagavatam, chapter 74, entitled The Deliverance of Shishupal. This is text 23. Tasmat Krishnaya Mahate Diyatam Paramarhanam Evam Chet Sarvabhutanam Atmanash Charhanam Bhavet Tasmat Krishnaya Mahate Diyatam Paramarhanam Evam Chet Sarvabhutanam Atmanascharhanam Bhavet Tasmat Krishnaya Mahate Diyatam Paramarhanam Evam Chet Sarvabhutanam Atmanascharhanam Bhavet Tasmat Krishnaya Mahate Diyatam Paramarhanam Evam Chet Sarvabhutanam Atmanascharhanam Bhavet. Please kindly chant. Tasmat Therefore, Krishnaya, to Lord Krishna, Mahate, the Supreme, Diyatam, should be given, Parama, the greatest, Arhanam, honor, Evam, in this manner, Chet, if, Sarva, of all, Bhutanam, living beings, Atmanah, of oneself, Cha, and, Arhanam, honoring, Bhavet, will be. Translation by the disciples of His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki. Therefore, we should give the highest honor to Krishna, the Supreme Lord. If we do so, we will be honoring all living beings and also our own selves. Please kindly repeat. Therefore, we should give the highest honor to Krishna, the Supreme Lord. If we do so, we will be honoring all living beings and also our own selves. There's no purport to this verse. Before I attempt to say something, I would like to seek the blessings, best wishes, and prayers of all the senior Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis. May the right words come at the right time, in the right mood of glorifying Sri Krishna, purifying our consciousness and pulling our hearts closer and closer to their transcendental, divine, loving lotus feet. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha patitanam pavanebhyo. So this is a very beautiful verse. This is a very beautiful verse, giving us so much hope and direction and guidance that all that we have to do in life is try to please Krishna sincerely. Lifetimes are spent in trying to please oneself, trying to please people around us, the society that we live in, and try to pay the debt that we owe over so many lives and so many births, whether it's to the forefathers, whether it is to elders, whether it's to people around us, whether it is to the devatas, the demigods. We must try to be as careful as possible and as reciprocative and as loving and affectionate as possible. But Bhagavatam teaches us we cannot ultimately fulfill, satisfy the needs of everyone around. There's no person in the history of mankind who has been successful in pleasing and satisfying every single being around him. People have had problems with Sri Ramachandra. People have had problems with Sri Krishna Chandra. People have had problems with Sri Gaurachandra. People have had problems with every possible acharya and every possible sampradaya. But what makes them great, the acharyas, the saints, what makes them great is that their compass, their directional compass in life is fixed. And that is samsiddhir haritoshanam, the pleasure of Krishna, the satisfaction of Krishna. In fact, Srila Prabhupada, while lecturing on this theme in 1968, the September of 1968, Srila Prabhupada quoted the very famous verse from the Bhagavatam, which Srila Prabhupada would quote very often, even in the purports of the Bhagavatam, which is the reference of the 4th canto, Canto 4, chapter 31, text 14, where it is said, Yatha taror mula nishechanena tripyanti tat skanda bhujo pishakha pranopahara chayatendriyanam tathaiva sarvaranam achyutejya. What this verse means is that just like if you want to satisfy and water all the leaves, all the flowers, all the fruits, all the branches, all the twigs, the sub-branches, the trunk of the tree, all that we have to do is take all our water from the water jug and pour it happily into the roots of the tree. By offering water to the roots of the tree, the whole tree seems nourished. It is healthy and it's lush green. On the other hand, if we try to sprinkle water on every leaf and every flower and every fruit and every twig, first of all, it is not practical. Secondly, it's not the right way. So Srila Prabhupada would quote this verse to, in fact, there's a second part to this verse, that just like watering the root of the tree nourishes the tree, and just like feeding the belly satisfies the body, similarly, offering our heart's affection, all of our proclivities. In fact, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, in one of the songs, he says, under the section of performing favorable activities for Krishna's pleasure, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, "My dear Lord, let me offer all my proclivities, all that my senses can do, let me offer it to you. Let me offer all the inclinations, the proclivities, the working of my senses, and most importantly, let me offer all my emotions to you and to you alone." We can be affectionate to everyone, but attached to none. Srimad Bhagavatam teaches us, na nirvinnaha, na atisaktaha. Detachment without disgust. Because typically in this world, detachment comes because of disgust. We don't like someone, we don't like something, okay, I'm not going to look at him or her. There's detachment because of disgust. But Bhagavatam teaches us there must be detachment without disgust. And at the same time, there must be affection without attachment. We want to be nice to everyone. We want to serve and please to the best of our ability. But we have to know for sure that it is not possible. So therefore, our focus, instead of trying to please the world, it is to please Sri Krishna who created this world. And we can see the classic example of the Akshaya Patra story in the Mahabharata, where Draupadi wanted to satisfy Durvasa Muni and 60,000 disciples who had come for having lunch, and it was beyond their ability at that point because of the story that we know. She had washed the pot, the golden pot that she received from Suryadev, and the condition was that that pot would create unlimited amount of prasadam. But once Draupadi had finished eating from it and washed the plate for the day, or the pot for the day, then no more prasad will be generated out of that pot. And it had been so for that day that she had finished her meal and washed the pot, and then Durvasa arrived with 60,000 disciples. So how is she going to cook for so many people? And the story goes, she just offered one grain that just happened to be stuck on the base of that pot to Krishna. And Srila Prabhupada quotes, Yasmin tushte jagat tushtam. By pleasing Krishna, the whole world is satisfied. And that is the crux, the essence of this verse. That just like watering the root of the tree nourishes the tree, and just like feeding the belly satisfies the whole body, similarly offering our heart's affection, offering our attachment, offering our thoughts, offering the working of our senses, completely in the service of Krishna, that satisfies the whole world. In fact, it even satisfies the self. And we can see this as a classic example in the life of Vyasadeva, where he wrote so many scriptures to satisfy and guide and serve the whole world, but it left him dissatisfied. It was only when he compiled Srimad Bhagavatam which truly satisfies Krishna. Because Srimad Bhagavatam talks about the Brajbasis. Srimad Bhagavatam talks about Vrindavan. Srimad Bhagavatam talks about Prahlad and Dhruva and Gajendra and the Pandavas, and such pure examples of pure devotion that Krishna is satisfied, and by that Vyasa became satisfied. So the verse that we are reading today says both these things. If you really want to satisfy and respect ourselves in the true sense, and if you really want to satisfy and respect everyone around us, then all that we have to do is we have to respect and satisfy Sri Krishna, who is the root in the first example of the tree of this world, and who is the belly in the second example in the body of this world. In Chaitanya Charitamrita, in Madhya Lila chapter 22, text 62, in the conversation between Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Srila Sanatana Goswami, there's another verse that comes in the context of our discussion, which Srila Prabhupada would also quote very often. Shraddha shabde vishwasa ko he sudrido nishchay, Krishna bhakti kaile sarva karma krita hoy. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu defines faith and confidence on the path of bhakti as that emotion where one is convinced that if I serve Krishna and Krishna alone, Krishna means Krishna with his devotees, Guru, Tulsi, Ekadashi, and all the paraphernalia. If I serve Krishna and Krishna alone, then all my dues have been paid off. All my debt has been paid off. All my duties and responsibilities in life, not just one life, many, many lives, have all been cleared. Because we owe a debt to the Devatas. The sun is rising every morning, setting every evening, and we owe a debt to him because it's by his light and heat that life is sustained here. We owe to the moon god, Chandradev, because it is he who gives soothing, rejuvenating, relaxing moonbeams. It is he who offers taste in fruits and vegetables that nourishes us. So if not for the sun and the moon, life would end. Life wouldn't exist on earth. And then we also have debt to pay to Vayudev because he gives us breath, and to Mother Earth, she gives us land, to Agni Dev because Agni is fire, because we need fire not just for cooking, there's fire inside which also helps us digest what we cook. And there's fire, the friction that's helping us even speak through the vocal folds and vocal cords. So there's fire everywhere. So we owe a debt to Chandra, to Surya, to Agni, to Vayu, and what to speak of the water god, Varuna, because water is what hydrates and nourishes our body. How do we individually pay all of these debt and all that we take from them? If you individually start paying all the bills to Chandra, to Surya, to Agni, to Vayu, to Varuna, to Indra, to Mother Earth, to the directions, oh, it's impossible. It's impossible. It's like trying to water every leaf on the tree of this world. But the solace, the solution is samsiddhir haritoshanam, serving Krishna. And therefore, Chaitanya Charitamrita says, faith on the path of bhakti means I have to only serve and surrender to Sri Krishna, and by that everything that is incomplete gets completed. Everything that is inadequate is met. Everything that is lacking is fulfilled. Everything that is imperfect reaches perfection. This is faith. If we have faith that I have to worship Krishna, but even after that, there may be some things which are inadequate, that I have to fill in the gaps. Chaitanya Charitamrita says that is lack of faith in the lotus feet of our Master. King Kulashekara, another great Acharya in the Sri Sampradaya, he says, my dear Lord, Chittam naiva nivartate kshanamapi Shri Krishna padam bhujat Nindantu priya bandhava gurujana Grinhantu munchantu va Durvadam parighoshayantu manuja vamshe kalankestu va Tadrik prema dharanuraga madhuna mattayamanam tume. Kulashekara Alvar in the Mukundamala Stotra, he says, my dear Lord, Nindantu priya bandhava, may my dear friends turn against me, no problem. Very painful, right? Very painful. If you have near and dear friends and they turn against you, it's very painful. But Kulashekara Alvar says, Nindantu priya bandhava, may my friends criticize me and rebuke me and turn against me. Nindantu priya bandhava and guru jana grunhantu munchantuva. May my superiors accept me or may my superiors reject me. No problem. Durvadham parighoshayantu manuja. May the society spread rumors against me. And vamshe kalankestuva. May my parents and my grandparents and my great-grandparents feel that I am a blot in the character lineage. May I be considered to be a blot out of, odd man out in the family lineage. My dear Lord, no problem. I am ready to tolerate all of that on one condition. May my mind not move 1 second away from remembering your lotus feet. If Krishna, you give me the blessing that moment to moment, I can remember your lotus feet and feel ecstatic bliss in my body. May tears drip from my eyes and may my body horripilate with hair standing on end. Krishna, may my heart melt in affection as I continuously remember you. If this is what you can give me, then I am ready to tolerate all reversals, because this is all that matters at the end of it all. Because how many lives can we move on holding relations in this world? We may have friends at school, but they're not friends at work. We may have colleagues at work, but they're necessarily not friends in life. And then we will have siblings who get married, and then you don't talk to them for years. Right? Families break apart in this world. Friends break apart in this world. Societies break apart in this world. But who is with us from birth, from womb to tomb and beyond? It's only Sri Krishna. So satisfying Him, pleasing Him, and offering our heart to Him is all that matters at the end of the day. If someone glorifies us and offers garlands of flowers, or someone criticizes us and offers garlands of slippers, who cares at the end of it all? At death and beyond, who cares? All that matters is how much effort and time and emotion we invested in pleasing Krishna, who's our only ever well-wishing best friend. This is the crux of this verse. And therefore we can see, even in the 11th canto Srimad Bhagavatam, 11.5.41, Srimad Bhagavatam describes, Devarshi bhutaptandranam pitranam na kinkaram nayam rinicha rajan sarvatmanaya sharanam sharanyam gato mukunda pariritya kartam. Same essence, same theme. Bhagavatam says, we are in debt, Deva to the Devatas, Rishis to the different sages who have blessed us over lifetimes. We owe something back to them. Deva, Devarshi, Bhuta, Apta, Nrinam, Pitrunam. We owe to our forefathers. We owe to our parents. We owe to our family. We owe to our friends and relatives. We owe a debt to everyone who supported us, supports us, and will support us over so many lifetimes. But how do you go and find all these jivas and pay your debt back? It's impossible. Because someone may have supported me 10 lifetimes ago. How do I go and find him and pay back my debt? How do I do it? So Bhagavatam says, Sarvatmanaya sharanam sharanyam gato mukunda pariritya kartam. No problem. With all your heart, offer your life in service at the lotus feet of Sri Krishna. All dues are paid off. All dues are paid off. This is why sarva dharman parityajya mam ekam, exclusive, alone, only. Sarva dharman parityajya mam ekam sharanam vraja. Aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshishyami ma shucha. Do not fear. Krishna says, don't worry. Give all your heart to me. Give all your affection to me. Give all your thoughts to me. Give all your activities to me. Give all your emotions to me. And I will clear all your problems in life. And it's interesting. Again and again and again, Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita says, to me alone. Because Krishna brooks no competition. Krishna doesn't believe in a joint account. Krishna wants a personal account. Krishna wants exclusive affection, exclusive attachment. In our heart, if we give 10% to Krishna and then another 10% to our wife and another 20% to our car, another 30% to our home, Krishna doesn't like such a squeezed space in the heart. Krishna says, you keep all of that, I'm not coming. And if you want me to come, I will clear the place. Krishna brooks no competition. Krishna wants exclusive attachment. And therefore in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says again, Daivi hyesha gunamai mama maya duratyaya mam eva. The word eva means exclusively. Mam eva ye prapadyante maya metam tarantite. 7:14 Gita. Krishna says, those who take shelter of me alone, exclusive, one-pointed, loving attachment to me, I will pull such a person out of the cycle of birth and death. I promise, do not fear. Then Krishna says, Ananyas chintayanto mam ye jana paryupasate tesham nityabhiyuktanam yoga kshemam vahamyaham. There Krishna says, Ananyas chintayanto mam. The word anya means someone else. Anya means no one else but me. Think of no one but me, Krishna says. And Krishna says, if you do that, I promise I will protect you. I will preserve what you have, and I will carry what you lack. How hope-giving. We don't have to prove anything to anyone. We don't have to try to be a good person in this world. We just have to be sincere in Krishna's eyes. Because we won't fit into the definition of goodness of different people. Somebody may say you're good if you follow a certain rules of conduct. Another person will say, but you will be good for me if. And everyone may have their own different checklist, and we won't get selected in all of the checklists of everyone in this world. But all that matters is, are we fulfilling everything in the checklist of being sincere and being surrendered in Krishna's eyes? Of course, we want to be nice to everyone. It's not, the essence of the discussion is not to be heartless. We want to be nice. We want to be serving. We want to be loving. We want to be accommodative. We want to be humble. We want to serve and tolerate. But we also have to understand, beyond a certain point, it's not in our control. How much can we do? Srila Prabodhananda Saraswati Pad says, even if the whole world glorifies me, but Krishna does not recognize me, what is the use of that glorification? On the other hand, he says, if the whole world spits on my face, but if Krishna recognizes me, who cares about that spitting? Who cares about that spitting? Serving Krishna is all that matters. Serving Krishna sincerely, lovingly, with determination, with dedication, without duplicity, and trying to see our Lord in the hearts of everyone, and in that connection serving everyone. The Bhagavatam repeatedly says that even the Devatas, even the demigods, they themselves aspire to serve Krishna. Even the demigods aspire to serve Krishna. That's how great our master is. Tadbhuri bhagyamiha janma kimapyatavyam yad gokule pikatamangri rajobhishekham yad jivitam tu nikhilam bhagavan mukundas twadyapi yat padaraja shruti mrigyameva. Canto 10, chapter 14, text 34, Bhagavatam. Brahmaji is praying, my dear Lord, you are so great that the 4 Vedas, they are all searching for your foot dust. The 4 Vedas are searching for your foot dust. And what are you doing? The Vedas are searching for your foot dust, and you're busy rolling in the foot dust of the Brajbasis. Brahmaji is praying, therefore, my dear Lord, I want to serve you, and you're busy serving the Brajbasis. So therefore, by hierarchy, my only prayer is, in my next life, please make me a stone in Vrindavan, so that the Brajbasis can wipe their foot dust on me. This is Brahmaji's prayer in the Bhagavatam. Please make me a stone in Vrindavan. I am busy chanting the 4 Vedas, Brahmaji is saying. But those Vedas are searching for your foot dust, O Krishna. and you're busy running behind the foot dust of the Brajbasis. They're not just running behind their foot dust, you're secretly sitting as a baby and you're even eating the dust from their lotus feet. Chapter 8 of the 10th canto. So Brahmaji says, please make me a stone in Vrindavan so that the Brajbasis can wipe their foot dust on me. And Yogamaya fulfilled this desire of Brahmaji. And the 4 heads of Brahma became the 4 mountain peaks in Barsana Dham. Dangad, Mangad, Bhangad and Vilasgad. The 4 mountains in Barsana are the 4 heads of Brahma. And not just that, we can find even in the entrance of Barsana Dham, there's a place called a Sankhari Khor, where on one side the rocks are fair complexioned. That is the complexion of Brahmaji. And on the other side, the rocks are dark complexioned. That's the complexion of Vishnu. So the first fair complexioned rock is called Brahma Parvat. And the dark complexioned rocks are called Vishnu Parvat. And when these 2 rocks meet, that's called the narrow pathway of Sankhari Khor, the entrance to Barsana. Brahma is there. He, being the first being in this material world, his aspiration is to be a stone in the dham, only so that he can get the dust of those who are serving Krishna. And Krishna performs such sweet pastimes in Barsana. You see, this place that we were describing is a narrow pathway through which young gopis, they would carry pots of milk products. They would cross through Sankhari Khor to go to Bhaguri Rishi. Bhaguri Rishi was performing yajna at Govindakund. And the little gopis, they are in their Paugandha, which means from the age of 6 to 10 years old. Gopis headed by Sri Radharani, they would carry pots and pots of milk products, ghee and yogurt, to cross through this place to go to Bhaguri Rishi's yajna, to offer all this there. Bhaguri Rishi said, anyone who helps me in this yajna, I will bless them that all their desires will be fulfilled. So the little gopis, their desire is, may we have the association of Krishna. And to get that as a blessing in their life, they would carry ghee on top of their head in the form of pots. And Krishna knows this place is so narrow that they can't walk side by side. So every gopi has to walk one after another. So it's the most beautiful way, most beautiful place for Krishna to harass and terrorize the gopis. Little boy Krishna, he would come there with Subal and Madhumangal and all of his friends. And he would pull the hair of the gopis. Everyone's about 6 years old. So Krishna's pulling their hair and sometimes pushing their pot and sometimes hiding and throwing stones which would crack the pot, and all the yogurt would offer an abhishek on the gopis. All little girls. So Krishna became so good at it that sometimes he would bring his cows, sometimes he would bring his calves, sometimes he would bring his friends, and sometimes he would come alone. And he would know exactly at what time the little girls, the little gopis would cross through Barsana. And one fine day, as he was hiding and he was hitting the pots with his stone, Lalita Sakhi caught him. And Lalita Sakhi said, now today tables are going to turn. Tables are going to turn in such a way that you will be carrying pots and we will throw stones. Krishna said, how is that going to happen? Lalita Sakhi, she with Vishakha and all the other Sakhis, they tied up Krishna. They tied up Krishna. They removed his peacock feather. They removed his flute. They removed his upper yellow cloth. And instead, they dressed him up as a gopi. They parted his hair and put a lot of sindoor. And they gave him big earrings. And they gave him gopi skirts. And they gave him some dupatta and upper cloth. And Krishna was completely dressed as a gopi with a bindi on him. And now they kept a pot on his head. And they said, now you have to walk through this narrow path. And poor Krishna, he's balancing with tinkling ankle bells, gopi ankle bells on his feet. He's balancing pots. And the Sakhis would throw stones and break the pot, and now all of that ghee and yogurt would bathe Krishna. And then they said, now do you realize what we have to go through every day? Krishna said, I am really sorry, I will never do this again. And Lalita Sakhi made Krishna hold him by the ears and sit up and down in apology as punishment. And it is so beautiful. Pastimes like this are performed every single day in Barsana Dham. Those rocks get wet and drenched in the Abhishek of the gopis and Krishna with all the milk products. And those rocks are the head of Brahmaji. How great is Krishna that the Devatas whom we are trying to pay our debt to, they are ready to lose their position and become rocks in the Dham, only so that they can get the foot dust of Krishna and the Brajbasis, the Gopas and the Gopis. So therefore, as we conclude, the crux of the discussion is, we want to, with all our heart, serve Krishna and please his devotees with all our proclivities, all our thoughts, all our actions, and all our emotions, and do the best that we can. And this is the aim, the sum and substance, the summum bonum on the path of bhakti. As I conclude, in the 8th canto, 7th chapter, text 44, Srimad Bhagavatam says, the greatest worship that we can offer Krishna, the greatest honor we can offer Krishna is in taking austerities on oneself while pleasing him and spreading his glories to others. Tapyante lokatapena sadhava prayasho jana param aradhanam tadhi purushasyaakhilatmanaha. The verse says, when Lord Shiva drank poison to save the world and to please Krishna, the verse in the Bhagavatam in that context says, when we preach Krishna consciousness, when we practice Krishna consciousness and we preach Krishna consciousness and take on trouble, take on ordeal, take on austerities on oneself in practicing and preaching Krishna consciousness in this world, that is the greatest honor, that is the greatest respect, that is the greatest worship we can offer Krishna. In practicing what he gives us and spreading that sweetness, that good fortune around. And that is what Srila Prabhupada did. Against all odds, against all reversals, he practiced Krishna consciousness, whether it was in family life, whether it was in Radha Damodar temple, whether it was in the Western world. He practiced Krishna consciousness and fearlessly took on austerities in spreading that sweetness, that good fortune of bhakti in the whole world. So, by focusing on Janma Sarthaka Kari and Karapara Upakar, we pay back all the debt in all directions, in all lives possible. Gaura Premanande Hari Hari Bo. So if there are any questions or reflections or corrections, I think we have a minute or two. We can take them. Yes, Prabhu. If we give everything to him, what is there to preserve? By giving Krishna more, we receive more. And then we offer more, and then he gives us more. Because ye yatha mam prapadyante tam sataiva bhajamyaham. Just like the child offers it to the father, and the father says, no, you have it. Then the child says, no, Dad, this is for you. And the father says, no, this is for you. So we offer. Everything belongs to him. He gives it to us in the first place. And then we offer it back to him. Then he gives it as prasad, and this goes on forever. Jai Shri Radha Golokananda ki Jai, Giriraj Govardhan ki Jai, Padita Pavan Srila Prabhupada ki Jai, Nitai Gaura Premanande Hari Hari Bo. Every morning. Yes. I'll let you know, Prabhu. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Sorry if I said something emphatic.
No, it's wonderful. You know, before you said you know, um, 922 verse, I was thinking, that's the verse I think we should need to hear.
Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami Enam Kanvantam Aravindanalayataksam Varhavatam Samasitam Buddhasundaranam Kandar Bhagom Vidamaniya Vishesha Shobham Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami Andaniya Sakalem Priya Priti Manti Pasyanti Panti Kayanti Chiram Gaganti Ananda Maya Sadhu Jala Vigrahasya Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami
रशशाघर नागर भूपवरम् कान्तिधरं रससागर नागर शुभवङ्किमचारुशिखण्डशिखं भज कृष्णनिधिं व्रजराजसुतम् भ्रुवि शङ्कितवङ्किमशक्रधनुं मुखचन्द्रविनिन्दितकोटिविधुम् मृदुमन्दसुहास्य सुभाषयुतं भज कृष्णनिधिं व्रज राजसुतम् सुविकम्पदनङ्गसदङ्गधरं व्रजवासी मनोहरवेशकरम् भृशलाञ्छितनीलसरोजदृशं भज कृष्णनिधिं व्रजराजसुतम् अलकावलिमण्डितभालतटं श्रुतिदोलितमाकरकुण्डलकम् कटिवेष्टितपीतपटं सुधटं भज कृष्णनिधिं व्रज राजसुतम् कलनोपुरराजितचारुपदं मणिरञ्जितगञ्जितभृङ्गमदम् ध्वजवज्रझषाङ्कितपादयुगं भज कृष्णनिधिं व्रज राजसुतम् भृशचन्दनचर्चितचारुतनुं मणिकौस्तुभगर्हितभानुतनुम् व्रजबालशिरोमणिरूपधृतं भज कृष्णनिधिं व्रजराजसुतम् सुरवृन्दसुवन्द्यमुकुन्दहरिं सुरनाथशिरोमणि सर्वगुरुम् गिरिधारि मुरारि पुरारि परं भज कृष्णनिधिं व्रजराजसुतम् वृषभानुसुतावरकेलिपरं रसराजशिरोमणि वेषधरम् जगदीश्वरमीश्वरमीढ्यवरं भज कृष्णनिधिं व्रज राजसुतम् भज कृष्णनिधिं व्रजराजसुतं भज कृष्णनिधिं व्रजराजसुतम् जय राधा गोलोकानंद राधा गोलोकानंद राधे जय राधे जय राधे जय राधे जय श्री राधे निताय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल निताय गौर हरि बोल जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद
Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Shri Shri Radha Golokananda ki jai. So we read. He whose complexion conquers that kind cloud, who is of Mars, and the ocean of ecstatic mellows, whose crown is adorned with a lovely peacock feather, auspiciously tilted to one side, just worship Krishna, the abode of all Prince. He whose broadly bending eyebrows appear like arched rainbow, whose moon-like face belittles millions of ordinary moons, who is endowed with... Thank you. Just worship Krishna, the abode of all, Vraja's prince, he whose bodily, loosely, Cupid's agitations, who dresses enchantingly only to fascinate the residents of Braj, who is decorated with extraordinary eyes like blue lotus blossoms. Just worship Krishna, the abode of all, Braj's prince, he whose forehead is encircled by wavy locks, whose ears are embellished with swaying shark-shaped earrings, who is adorned with yellow silk embracing his charming hips. Just worship Krishna, the abode of all, Vraja's prince, he whose beautiful feet resound with softly tinkling ankle bells that madden all the bees with the vibration of swinging gemstones, whose souls are marked with the flag, thunderbolt, fish, and so on. Just worship Krishna, the abode of all, Vraja's prince, he whose graceful form is smeared with profuse sandalwood paste, whose body glows with sun-eclipsing Kastuba gem, whose personal beauty represents the zenith of Vraja's youth. Just worship Krishna, the abode of all, Vraja's prince, he who is the giver of liberation, Mukunda and Hari, worshipable for all demigods and sages, who is the crest jewel of all lords and the spiritual master of all, who is the lifter of the Govardhan hill, the enemy of the demon Mora, and more exalted than even Lord Shiva. Just worship Krishna, the abode of all, Braja's prince, he who sports only with the daughter of Rishabhanu, who dresses impeccably as the form of the transcendental mellows, who is the most praiseworthy Lord of lords in the entire universe. Just worship Krishna, abode of all, Braja's prince. Hare Krishna. Wonderful. And thank you, Prabhuji, for giving us such a nice class. Amarendra Prabhu's classes are always so heartwarming. And thank you for the beautiful dressing of the deities by Swastika Mataji and by Ratnaradhika Mataji. It's so nice to see the deities so beautifully dressed. And we're having Harinam on Saturday, same place we were last week, at 5 Points in Durham from 5 to 7 p.m. Saturday evening. Please come. And that's the best way, as Amarendra Prabhu said, let's get out there and give Krishna consciousness to everyone any way we can, books, prasadam, harinam, any way, because this is a treasure that everyone needs to have, is the love of Sri Sri Radhagolokananda Ki Jai. Chaitodarpanam marjanam bhava mahadavagni nirvapanam shreya kairavya chandrika vitaranam vidyavadu jivanam anandam muni ardanam pradipanam pranamrita swadanam sarvana snapanam paramiyayate kirtanam kirtanam nam namakari bahudati jasam apitani amita smara. Thank you very much. Bhagavan mamapi Durdaiva midrishami hajjanina nuraga trinadapi sunichena charorapi suhishuna amanina manadena kirtaniya sadahari nadanam najanam nasundarim kavitam vajagadisha kamaye mama janmani janmani ishvare bhavatad bhaktir hoitaki twai Ainanda tanuja kinkaram patitam mam vishame bhavam buddha kripayata vabada pankaja stita duli sajashim vachintaya nayanam gadashu daraya vadanam gadgadrudaya gira pulakarnishitam vapukada tavanamagrahane bhavishyati yugayatam nimishena chakshusha pravashayatam Shunayatam Jagat Sarvam Govindam Virahename Ashlishyava Padamritam Anastumam Adarshanam Marmahatakarotuva Yatatatava Viradatulam Pato Mat Prananatastusa Eva Napara. Victory to the Sri Krishna Sankirtan, which cleanses the heart of all the dust accumulated for years and extinguishes the fire of conditional life, of repeated birth and death. This Sankirtan movement is the prime benediction for humanity at large because it spreads the rays of the benediction moon. It is the life of all transcendental knowledge. It increases the ocean of transcendental bliss, and it enables us to fully taste the nectar for which we are always anxious. Oh, my Lord, congregational chanting of your holy name alone can render all benediction and Govinda. These transcendental names invest in all your transcendental energies. There are not even hard and fast rules for chanting these names. Oh, my Lord, out of kindness you enable us to easily approach you by your holy names, but I am so unfortunate that I have no attraction for them. One should chant the holy name of the Lord in a humble state of mind, thinking oneself lower than the straw in the street. One should be more tolerant than a tree, devoid of all sense of false prestige, and should be ready to offer all respect to others. In such a state of mind, one can chant the holy name of the Lord constantly. O Almighty Lord, I have no desire to accumulate wealth, nor do I desire beautiful women, nor do I want any number of followers. I only want your causeless devotional service birth after birth. O Son of Maharaj Nanda Krishna, I'm your eternal servitor, yet somehow or other I have fallen into the ocean of birth and death. Please pick me up from this ocean of death and place me as one of the atoms at your lotus feet.